I have movie stars for you. We're going to try that again. Are you guys ready to meet some movie stars? Well, they are so excited to meet you as well. All right, we know that you guys have tons of questions out there. Am I right? All right, well, before we get started, before I bring our stars out to meet you all, I just want to let you know how this is going to work. I'll be sitting right over here, and we have 4 amazing folks out there in the crowd right there ready to help you get questions up here to me. Right there in the back of house is Brian. He is wearing a Hufflepuff scarf right there. Give it up for Brian. Where is my Ravenclaw? Where's Kevin? Where did Kevin go? There he is. Wow. He is all the way over there waving in the red shirt and the Ravenclaw scarf right there. Perfect. And down here, of course, we have Layla. She is wearing our Slytherin scarf. And over here we have Erin. She is wearing our Gryffindor scarf. Now, if you have a question for our panel, we need you to kind of scooch over and meet with them, and they will get your question up here to us onto the stage. How does that sound?
Already got a few questions.
It's pretty easy, right? Okay, well, let me ask you, you ready to meet these people? All right, he was a Triwizard champion and portrayed everyone's favorite Durmstrang, a Bulgarian bonbon that portrayed the world-class seeker, Victor Crumb. Please welcome Stan Yanevsky.
Hey, everybody. Okay, we have a thing going on between us, so I want you all to sing what I'm gonna do now. Say, "Ayo!" Again, "Ayo!" Good.
Perfect. All right. Great. All right. Our next panelist fought as a member of the Order of the Phoenix and lit up the screen as the Metamorphagus. Please welcome to the stage the brilliant actor who brought the beloved Tonks to the screen, Natalia Tena.
Hello, guys. You are very funny. I've got to do it. Okay. Ew. Ew. Oh, it feels great. Yeah. Guys, you got to try this shit. It's great.
That is 5,000 people screaming back at you. Okay, here we go. You know these next 2 actors as the Jokester brothers, Fred and George Weasley. Their fun characters turn jokes into jobs, inspiring one of the most outstanding shops and experiences in Diagon Alley. Please join me in welcoming James and Oliver Phelps back to the stage.
Okay, we're gonna have to keep doing this, all right? Keep it going. Hello, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Flawless. All right, here we go. We met our next guest, her character accompanying her mother to King's Cross Station to see her brothers off as they departed for Hogwarts. She portrayed the youngest member of the Weasley family. Please welcome the talented actress, Bonnie Wright.
Wow, I've been like, I can't, I have to.
You have to, Bonnie.
No, just sorry to hear that back back is incredible. Sorry. All of us together?
Sure.
Come on. Help me out.
For Jenny.
Be in the middle.
Here we go.
1, 2, no?
Oh!
All 5 of you together.
Hey!
All 5 of you. 1, 2, 3. All right. You guys want to hear some questions and answers, am I right? All right. I just want to warm you 5 up with just a few sample questions before we get out to the crowd. I'm just going to throw this one out here. If any of you 5 have an answer that you want to throw out there, feel free. But here's what I want to know. What, if you had a job in the wizarding world, what might it be?
I would be working in a candy store, eating candies all day,
Absolutely.
and then going into the gym after that. But that's sorry.
To work it all off.
I'd quite like to be a chef. Okay. Quite cool to be a magical chef, just throwing stuff together and making it happen. That'd be great.
Lovely.
Personally.
I'd sell travel, as in like a portkey. And you could like upgrade, so you could have first class portkey, which would be like a really nice plush boot.
Yes.
And then you could have like economy, which is like, I don't know, like an old sandal or a flip-flop.
That's the discount.
That's the discount
That's
one,
the
yeah.
discount travel.
I'd be the night bus driver.
Yes.
If anyone's ever got a night bus, you see some interesting things. So I imagine you see some amazing on the wizarding night bus, yeah.
Absolutely.
And I could be one of the little talking heads, those things that sit by you giving you little jokes.
You're far too pretty for that, Bonnie. You're far too pretty. All right, so let's go ahead and turn it out to the crowd. I think I'm going to go and start with Kevin over there with our Ravenclaw. Who do you have over there, Kevin?
This is Emily from New Jersey.
All right, Emily, what's your question?
Hi guys, I have a question for the entire panel. So I understand that some of you were really young when you first started filming the Harry Potter series, but I was wondering what your first days on set were like for you.
Questions in front of you guys. I may or may not be able to.
First day on set. If any memories pop out that you want to share?
Yeah, the first, I guess I only had one scene in the first film, so my first few days on set were really big. And I was on platform 9 3/4 at King's Cross Station, and I guess it was unusual as well because it wasn't in a studio. Like I never had any studio shooting in the first film. It was all within a train station that I had gone to, like, you know, as a Londoner, you go to King's Cross, but now you're on platform 9 3/4, a station I had yet to hear about. And I was 9 3/4. I later realized, I made the calculations and I realized that I was exactly 9 3/4 on platform 9 3/4. And I remember being freezing cold, like it was meant to be a summer's day, and I was just like shivering cold and so nervous about everything that was going on that I'm sure that was just like a kind of a nervous shake / cold shake I was having. But the family, I mean, the day one was all about the Weasleys, and it continued to be for me throughout the series. And Julie Walters, who plays Mrs. Weasley, was very much a perfect mother figure on a day like that. So it was very special.
Excellent. How about you fellas? Do you have a...
Yeah, so our first day filming was actually the last scene in the Sorcerer's Stone. So you know when they all get on the train to leave? That was our first day. So first of all, I learned that they don't film in order.
Right.
And also I learned when you're on a steam train, don't put your head out the window as it's leaving, because I just got covered in soot. So yeah, two life lessons there.
Good warning. Good warning.
The same.
My first day I went to set, I was amazed by the canteen. I mean, it was just huge, so much food. And the first day I went in, they did a plaster cast of my arse and my face, so I could be on a broomstick. And then that was like a few months of like, you know, different costume changes and different like trying to, you know, decide what Tonks was going to look like. And then the very first day, my scene was with Mad-Eye Moody, and he made me feel he kind of relaxed me. I was a bit nervous. Every job, the night before, I can't sleep.
Sure.
It's like just one of those things. You just get over it. You have to just work your way through the insomnia. But he made me feel good.
Very nice. How about you?
My first day was filming actually in the maze, and it was the scene where Victor meets Cedric and Harry runs in between them, so technically that fight. And we didn't quite know what to do, and then Mike just came across and he said, listen guys, I want you to do, just play. And we were like, okay, we were really stiff. And then he just started throwing himself on the floor, on the ground, into the hedges, just like pushing things around. And he basically got all muddy and dirty and said, this is what I want you to do. So we just did what he asked and we got it. So that was my first day. I thought, okay, if we're gonna do it like it's in a playground, then why not?
That's awesome. Yeah, great. So, Brian, who are you with back there?
Hey, I've got Jordan from Buffalo.
Hi guys. So I have a question for Bonnie, James, and Oliver. I was wondering what your favorite Weasley family moment was to film.
Aww.
Your favorite Weasley family moment on screen to film.
I liked asking for where my jumper was. I still don't know. I never found it. So that was fun coming down, and I think Americans quite like that because jumper is not really a term that's used. So jumper, people like to say to me in a British accent quite frequently. So yeah, apparently it was on the cat, but I never found it.
The Quidditch World Cup, that was a lot of fun when we filmed that in the tent, which was really small, and then it was, when we were filming, like you all go into the tent and there's like 5 or 6, more than that, all crammed in this tiny little tent, and then obviously we then cut it to have the huge tent inside. That was really good fun. But to be honest, it may sound a bit obvious, but the burrow scenes, anytime we were in the burrows filming, that was pretty much like a family environment because the ceiling was very low, especially on us. And it was just a very cozy thing. So even in between setups, we would just go and chill out on the sofa and just hang out like a normal family.
I even like there was also a moment where we took a bit of Weasleys to another household. We had a Weasley like Christmas at Grimmauld Place, and that was only ever seen really in the background of a moment that I think happened that was happening with Dobby, but it was just fun, bringing that Weasley colour to this grey, dark, dusty home.
Yeah, I like that. And there was that weird cat, the one that has like a face that looks like squashed pancake. And they were trying, the trainers were trying, I remember that scene. Yeah, it was really lovely. Julie Walters just being so warm in that, yeah, and the cat.
Very cool. So we've got Erin. Where are you, Erin?
I am right over here, bud.
Cool.
I have Jenna Slytherin. She's a Florida native. She has a question for the panel.
Okay.
Okay, guys, so I have a question for the whole panel. So if your character had an ultimate ending, what would it be and why?
Interesting. An ultimate ending for your character.
I wouldn't have died. That would be nice.
I'll copy
Raise
that.
my, weird kid, something like that.
Right.
I would, if my character, an ultimate ending would be to have a worldwide franchise of Weasley's Wizarding Wheezes. Everywhere.
Fantastic.
So like to the point where you couldn't go anywhere. It would be like, I don't know, a 7-Eleven. There's always one.
There's always one in every corner.
Be like that.
Fantastic.
I'd say that Fred would become like the security of the stores. Because like no one's going to get past him like that, are they? So...
Nice.
I mean, she becomes a great Quidditch player. She marries Harry. She has kids. I think
It's a
she
pretty
did
great.
pretty good.
Yeah, she did pretty good.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe if you stayed alive, we could have play dates with your wolf children, and
Babysit for each other, so you could go out. Yeah,
it'd be perfect. That would play. Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, Crumb would have his own statue, like in the middle of the world. so people can go and worship him, and his ending would be shooting up in the sky with his broomstick like a shooting star.
What would his statue pose be?
Oh, it would be with a broomstick, like
Yeah.
I like it because it's subtle.
a snitch.
Subtle.
It'd be like a. It'd be like a
Awesome.
god.
All right. Right down here we have Layla. And who are you with?
All right, guys, here I have Brianna. She's from West Palm Beach, Florida, and here's her question.
Cool.
I just want to say I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. And my question is, what was the best advice J.K. Rowling gave you, and how did that influence your acting?
Nice. Did you get any sort of advice from J.K. herself, and how did it help you out?
I wouldn't say I got any like specific advice, but I remember one, I forgot even the film, she very rarely came onto set in the sense that she was still writing the book, so very much wanted to stay in that world of hers. And I think she really trusted David Heyman and the rest of the production team as to like what we were doing and how we were making our interpretation of it. But I remember without many words, her basically just being like, you watch out. Like stuff's things are coming for you that are going to be exciting in a way that it was before. I guess it would have already been after knowing that Harry and Ginny have their moment in the fifth book, but not to the extent in which like it happened. So I remember her giving me this like really confusing, just kind of eye gesture that I was like, yeah. Okay.
I have no idea.
But it
what
was
you're
cool that
talking
she
about.
never almost, like, she was so supportive, but she allowed us to step into that role. And I think if it had been too managed by her, I think it would have stifled what the films were, which is an interpretation that isn't the books, it's a film. So that was kind of nice that she
Was a little bit more hands
yeah,
off.
respected that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's been fun, obviously, for her in these new stages of what's come out of the Wizarding world is she's taken a different stance in the sense of in the Fantastic Beasts, like she's become a screenwriter and it's a very different thing, and that makes sense.
Excellent. Did she give you guys anything?
No, not really. She didn't give us a heads up when the seventh book about to came out. Anyway, no, she as Bon had said, we didn't really see her too often because we didn't see her on set too often. But I remember chatting to her the once about just like the background of Fred and George, like where that idea came from, and that was really interesting listening to it. I don't know if I should repeat it, but it was quite cool to listen to.
That's very cool. So where's Kevin over there in the back? Who do you have?
We've got Ashley from Nashville, Tennessee. She has a question for the panel.
Yes. I want to know if any of you guys actually took anything from the set. You weren't supposed to.
Are you sure you're from Nashville and not from Warner Brothers?
Well,
She's asking.
I stole a lot of underwear. Not gonna lie, loads of socks and pants.
They look great.
I tried to steal the wand, but that didn't happen, obviously. I think all of us wanted our wands, but no.
They stopped you at the gate.
They had that locked
Put
down.
it back.
I remember by accident taking a Gringotts coin, but funnily enough, I can't exchange it for any other goods than what it is, so it hasn't worked out for any monetary value. But no, there were, like with the wands, honestly, it was like a check-in, check-out system.
Sure.
It was like higher security than an airport. Like it was, tick, tick, and you even, when they took your wand, they like tied this little piece of string around it that had your name on it, and it was almost like you were sitting for class and
Right.
you were having your attendance like ticked off. But
Interesting.
yeah, and then they get to tour around the world and have all these lovely exhibitions of all of those things that we didn't get to have, but you can see.
That is pretty awesome that people get the opportunity to do that. Where did Brian go?
Right
he
here,
is.
yeah, I'm back in the cheap seats with Chelsea all the way from Orlando.
Cool.
I love you all. So what? Oh,
Thanks, Chelsea.
my question is for the panel. I was wondering if there was one word that could sum up your whole experience with Harry Potter and the experience of filming, what would it be?
Wow, that's profound. It's a lot of pressure to put on one word, but if you could come up with one word to describe the entire Potter experience for you, What might it be?
I'm going to steal it from my character. But it's wicked. Really good. Really good.
That's pretty good.
He literally just stole what I was about to say. To the word. Ah, damn it. Amazing. How obvious is that? But it really is. I mean, just here right now, this is amazing as well. So the whole thing, not just filming, but experiences like this that we still get to have is, truly amazing.
Excellent.
I'm getting there.
She's thinking about it. Natalia's thinking about it. We could come
It's
back.
not a very British word, but I quite like the word epic. And I think it's an epic tale, it's an epic story. I would say epic.
Epic.
Also, you had a great costume. The lady who asked the question. And just amazing, everyone in the audience. I just love seeing all the robes and all the incredible costumes that you're wearing. It's beautiful, so thank you.
No, absolutely.
Well, from what we are getting from all of you guys today and from around the world, the only word that comes up in my head is love. Because you are sharing all your love with us, and this, I mean, we're sharing our love obviously with you. And, thanks to all of you, we get this opportunity to stand here today and spend time with you and just, I just love.
We do have some love in this crowd. For sure.
I can't top that. Can I make a noise instead?
Sure. That is
roller coaster.
Perfect. Where is Aaron?
Right over here, bud.
There you go.
I have Jenner from California with a question for Stan and Natalia.
All right.
Hi guys.
Hello.
My question for you is, it's your first time here at Celebration of Harry Potter, and what's the experience been like, and what's your favorite thing that you guys have done here so far?
That is a great question. So, being your first year here at a celebration of Harry Potter here in Orlando, Florida, what has this experience been like for you as first-timers?
Pretty amazing. I kind of had, I kind of got a little amuse-bouche of it in LA because they've got a Universal there. So I saw Hogsmeade there, but here it's just such bigger proportions of everything, and meeting everyone, it's so lovely. And one of the women that's been looking after us, Renee, she says that whenever she or anyone that works here feels sad, they just go and stand by the entrance, and like within half an hour, at some point, someone will come in like crying with emotion. And that's pretty amazing that this place can do that. I've been wandering around a little bit. A lot of the rides are amazing. Just seeing people dressed up, you're like, yes, guys. And the rides are great. The rides are really good.
Well, this isn't my first time coming to Universal. I was here at the last DVD launch back in 2011.
Okay.
But it's my first time coming to the celebration. And it's enormous. It's fantastic. I'm loving it. I'm having a great time. It's my first time getting a crowd to sing. So that felt really good. I feel empowered by this. It makes me want to get you to do it again.
Rising Star later then.
Shall we start it again?
No, are you going to go to Rising Star later then?
Why not? Yeah, there was a
break into
photo
some
of me
song
yesterday. What's up?
I don't know if it's me or you. Okay. Okay. So, Layla, who do you have with you?
Yes, I have Haley all the way here from Hollywood, Florida. And she has a question for our two twins.
Hi guys, my name's Haley. I'm a Hufflepuff. I was wondering if you guys have ever been sorted, and if so, what are your houses?
Yes, yeah, we've done the Pottermore thing, and I was Gryffindor, so who else is Gryffindor out there? Hey, there we go. So good number.
And I was actually Hufflepuff. So, bigger cheer, see?
Very good. So we're back to Kevin over there in the back. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What is happening back there?
We don't have that kind of time. But we do have Julie, all the way from Long Island, New York. And what is your question?
If you were to be sent to Azkaban for something, what would it be?
Yes! That is an amazing question. If you are going to be sentenced to Azkaban, what would the reason be? That is awesome.
I don't know the laws in Wizard World. I don't know what kind of laws I'd be breaking. I'd probably break a lot of them without knowing.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'll have a think.
I would probably get sent for killing Ron and taking Hermione back.
Straight up.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Crumb is a better choice. Well, think so. Exactly.
That's amazing.
I would happily serve in Azkaban for that.
Oh, I've got one. Maybe speeding. Could you get sent to Azkaban for constantly speeding on your broomstick? Just disregarding all traffic laws constantly. Yeah. Maybe.
I think probably there's got to be a law against selling merchandise that makes you constantly sick.
Right.
So probably that, yeah. Rogue trading or something like that, yeah.
A lot of vomiting happens from your
product.
product.
Or giving like school kids the mumps on purpose. Like, yeah.
That can't be legal.
No.
Probably my singing. I've been told I should go to prison for singing, so yeah.
It's criminal.
Way.
I feel like I just watched the movie I, Tonya, and you know how she really, but it gets a bit washed and ruined exactly what she was trying to do with the other competitor, but maybe as a Quidditch player, like Ginny becomes with the Holyhead Harpies, maybe maybe I was trying to win a certain game and Harry just misinterpreted
a
what I meant.
misplaced bludger.
And it wasn't, he didn't send it in a hate letter. He tripped someone up and she fell, and then in Azkaban I go.
Totally misunderstood.
Totally misunderstood. Yeah. Obviously, there was I would be totally innocent in all my
all
my playing.
Hey, Brian, who do you have back there?
Hey, I've got Stacy from Houston.
Hi, I love y'all. Okay, so my question for y'all, I know that there was probably a lot of pranks going on set. What is the biggest prank that you've played on someone or that you got played on you?
Okay, that's a good question for our pranksters. Is it for the whole panel or for
the panel?
For the panel.
For the panel.
All right. What is the biggest prank that you have participated in? I'm assuming you mean on set or just kind of anywhere?
Correct, on set.
On set pranks.
This is a popular question, this one. It's fun. I mean, we obviously were very, as children on a set all together, we're pretty hysterical.
Sure.
In the sense that the hysteria and the exhaustion and the excitement of the whole set day to day was quite intense. But at the end of the day, we quite quickly learned it's actually a professional set that costs quite a lot of money to make these movies. So we had to be pretty, we did our job. We came to do something that was very real and it was very serious. And there were times, of course, where we probably had too much sugar at lunch. And there were those. We had this room that had table tennis and snooker and weirdly lots of sugary drinks. But it was almost like our space to get out all of this hysteria before we went on set. I feel like we just played loads of games and did our schooling, and then when we got to set we were quite focused. But I know that's a really boring answer, but at the end of the day it was
work, basically.
It's work, yeah. It's a work and it's a professional environment. But I feel like you two
you can do it. You can do it outside of filming. So like on the promo tour, it's still related. So
sure.
So do you mind if I stand up? Actually, I feel a bit bored. So when you're no one's else going to do it. All right. So when you're in when you go on like the promotional tours and stuff like that, you can get a bit mischievous, shall we say? And we're always able to bring a guest with us. So we were in Finland. In Helsinki, and we did the premiere there. Then went on a night out, and James brought one of his best pals with him, who was actually one of the doubles on the film. And so we were in this club, and we were like, okay, we got press in the morning, so we got going. And Anthony held back because he thought he was in there with a local.
Don't name him.
Or Brian. Brian. Yes, Shrek. decided, so he held back. And the next day, we were doing press, and you just kind of, when you're in between doing the interviews, things go through your head, right? How can we wind this guy up? So we basically came up with the whole concept that actually this person who he was trying to get with was actually a socialite who sold her story and basically doing things that they shouldn't have been doing, naming us, and it had gone to print in the UK, and we were being pulled from all the press tours and not doing any of the other films. So.
And this is the false story that you put out.
Yeah, I've got to get that clear. Yeah.
Okay.
The team in Finland agreed that this is a good prank to pull. Some of the journalists agreed this was a good prank to pull as well.
Sure.
And so we said, right, in between interviews, we're like, right, dude, we need to see you now because something's happened. So he came down, and he's a bit. Okay.
Tired and a bit worse for wear as well at this point.
Yeah, so he comes down in the morning, and then we tell him, like, as he walks in, we've actually written down the producer's phone number, the AD's phone number. We've actually got the AD, so one of his bosses, to message him saying, just don't bother coming back on the next one.
Oh my gosh.
And so he literally sits down, we tell him, and he's like, his world is falling apart right now.
and even the journalists are leaving going, I thought you were a friend. And they're leaving to do their story type thing. So he's more and more coming into a dark space. And we keep this going we did a tour of Helsinki, and then we went around there, then we got to the airport. So probably best part about 18 hours or so we kept this going for.
Wow.
And yeah, it was good.
It was more of like we were killing ourselves laughing with the whole time. And eventually it got to the point where he wasn't even angry, he was just happy that that was it.
It wasn't true.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is fantastic. I got lost here. I'm sorry. There's, yes, Kevin.
Yes.
Who do you have?
I have Marzel, all the way from Dallas, Texas.
Cool.
Yeah. What is your question?
Do you guys still keep in touch with each other? Or like people from the cast, do you still talk?
That's a great question. Are you still in touch with your cast members?
We do when we do stuff like this, or when we do conventions. I film in its projects, but I don't know about you guys. Everyone here has like so many different projects that takes them so many places around the world. Like I barely have time to hang out with my dad. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it's great when we have things like this because that's when we can like hang out, go for drinks, and catch up. But in my real life, it's just like I don't know. None of us have time. It's just we're all running around.
Sure.
I feel
it gets to be very busy.
Yeah, but then we have internet, so that makes things global. So that's the way I keep in touch with most.
No, for sure, yeah.
Cool. Brian, who do you have with you back there?
Right now, I've got
Kelsey
from
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lottie.
My question is, since Harry Potter, what has been your favorite project or something that you have accomplished since Harry Potter? It could be Harry Potter.
Beyond
Essentially, what Potter's done to propel you in your career and how that direction is going right now.
Yeah, great.
How that's helped take you to where you're at.
For the panel. What sort of opportunities have opened up for you from Potter?
A lot, not just on a professional point of view. Obviously, there's projects we've been able to work on, like TV, even radio. Doing just like our voices in the Harry Potter games was a dream come true for me. Like, you got your whole... I was one of these guys who spent forever trying to make your own avatar when you're playing on a computer game, and yet EA Sports did it for me, or EA Games did it for me.
We're fine.
Okay, we're fine.
It's not...
And, so stuff like that. But even just really cool stuff on the back of us, like being able to go see, soccer games, like guests of the club, or meet important people and things like that. It's been
couple
really
perks.
Special. Really good perks, yeah.
I recently went on board a Greenpeace ship, and that was a pretty sweet experience, which I really loved. And I guess for me, through knowing that we've had all you amazing people to connect with, which is very much more probably favored towards a kind of young, youth audience, I've been really inspired by everyone's dedication to certain kind of campaigns, organizations that I've got behind that have inspired other people, and I'm just so grateful and thankful that I'm able to have that dialogue through that platform that these films have given, and through obviously, platforms like Instagram and Twitter, all those ways that we can connect with you and know what you're interested in. And I've just been really just really happy to know that there are things that I care about that other people care about too.
Right, a great way to connect with everyone.
I don't know, after Harry Potter, I suppose one of the good things was that I got an American agent. I already had an English one, and that really helped. I then started being able to, I worked with Carlos Marquez Masset, an amazing Spanish Catalan director, and he did a film called 10,000 Kilometers, and that was all because of this, and doing stuff like that. I don't know, it's kind of every job that you do is just another step, hopefully, up. Also, you know, when I did my music, a lot of our fans found my music through being Harry Potter fans, which is amazing.
Nice.
And yeah, so it's all, you know, it all adds up.
Excellent.
Yeah, well, Harry Potter is such a huge franchise. It's bound to open portals, not doors for you. One big thing that the film did for me was Eli Roth, who's the director of Hostel 2, which is a Quentin Tarantino's film, saw me in The Goblet of Fire, and he said, I want this guy in my film. So they wrote a special part for me.
Nice.
So I went on doing a horror film, which was something I really, really wanted to do, even though they didn't give me all the blood I wished for.
Okay, very good. Where is Aaron?
Right over here, bud. Right here.
There, I see you. I see you.
Hi.
Who do you have?
I have Katya. She's been waiting very patiently. She has a question for the twins.
For the twins.
Hi, so I was wondering what your favorite scene that the other brother filmed was, and if you've ever swapped places. And just so you know, you're my favorite characters, and I love all of you guys.
Yay!
That's awesome. So yeah, the sort of question is, did you ever pull like a Parent Trap thing and switch with each other? And what would be your favorite scene that your brother shot?
Yeah, what was my best performance? That's a tough one.
Wow.
First question, no, we didn't switch parts. Because when there are so many people working on the crew and so many people working on the cast and everything, you don't want to be the reason if you're caught, you're going to be working late. So that was like the professional view of it.
Right.
And also, your best performance, I think, came in, probably the scene when I was asleep.
The big sleep.
Yeah, that was, you did quite well on that one.
Yeah, you did actually as well. Yeah, very sleep. I was thinking the funniest, one of my favourite scenes is when Fred and George try and enter the Triwizard tournament, and they get really old,
right,
and then fight, and then all of a sudden it's all just forgotten about. So they thought, how can we make money? Let's bet that Harry Potter's going to die. So it all works out well in the end.
Sure. Where is Layla? There you are.
All right, guys, we have Liam and Elle from Boynton Beach. And
Cool.
They have a question for the panel.
What was like the best bloopers or that wasn't on the video?
Something that you didn't mean to do or somebody else didn't mean
A best blooper, like a mistake that sort of happened.
No, I had to do so many every single time I act. I can't remember one. I'm sorry.
Hard to narrow it down.
Well, I remember doing the dancing for the Yule Ball. We had 2 weeks of like choreographed training, and then on the actual day, we pretty much messed up the whole thing. And I didn't see any of the messing up on the film, and they took it out of the outtakes also. So there was a lot of messing around there. I mean, we had to lift the girls at a certain time, do the whole thing together. None of that happened. And then on the actual film, it did happen. So we made them work.
Excellent.
I remember the scene when Harry and Ginny are trying to have a moment in the burrows, and Ron comes in with a plate of mince pies, and he sits between us. And it took us hours to shoot that. We couldn't, we just couldn't keep a straight face.
Right.
He was like, oh, sat down. Most of the time, he wouldn't even make it over to the, where we were sat before he burst out laughing. We're like, we're going to get there. And so that took ages. That was, I mean, there was a lot of moments where there was just that uncontrolled laughter that you weren't really sure where it stemmed from. It was more just that, I don't know, just being around each other's company to do certain moments. There was no explanation. And
Right.
It was just humor. I mean,
just get
Rupert had a tendency to
You get the
giggle
giggles,
at
and then you
inappropriate
can't stop.
moments.
Very much. Well, actually, yeah, it's a similar thing. When we were filming the Room of Requirement in the fifth movie, when it's discovered, and the shot is everyone like looking in, and then it literally pans over everybody, and every time it came to Oliver, Rupert, and myself, one of us would go. And again, once it happens if it happens once, it's going to happen 100 times. So that was eventually it was just an effort, just a bit.
Excellent. Where's Kevin? Kevin is over there in the back. Who do you have?
I have Cassandra from Ohio.
Oh, I can't hear her at all.
Okay.
There we
My
go.
question is, if you could play any other character from the Harry Potter series, who would you play?
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. If you
George. He was the best one. Yeah. I was thinking someone like Creature. Yeah. I could pull it off quite easily in the morning.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hagrid.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, you want to play something that's so, I don't know, out of body kind of experience in the sense that, I mean, as I would have, at that age when I was playing Ginny, I would have loved to have been super tall. And
Sure.
now I think about it, I would not have liked to be that tall. But when you're young, you want to be tall, so.
That massive beard.
Yeah, with a big beard, of course.
You said this the other day, I think Umbridge, you're right. Umbridge is pretty good as a character. You hate her in such a particularly great way because she's
Yes.
fantastic. Such an evil with a smile, you know?
So sweet.
I would like to be a professor like Professor Snape, but my own version. So a professor at Hogwarts, making sure everybody is behaving. Yeah.
Excellent. So Brian, it looks like we have time for just one more question. So who do you have with you?
I've got Juliana, and she's not only representing Gryffindor, but she is representing Brazil. Woo! And her question is for Stan.
Where I look?
Hi. Love you guys. I'd like to know from Stan if it was difficult to get in the group because they were together since 3 moves before. How did they receive you?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a great question.
That's a fantastic question. First, I felt like as if I was going to a new school. You know, that new boy being brought into like in the middle of the year where everybody already knows. I mean, they all knew each other, obviously, so I felt really new. But then what Warner Brothers did was they got all of us together before filming, and they had like an introductory period where we played games together. We got to know each other, so by the time we started filming, we already sort of got comfortable with each other. And then, you know, which brings me to a memory with a prank. Do you two remember when we had breakfast one day and you put vinegar in my dessert?
Yeah.
And I ate it, and you were quite surprised.
There's one way to break the ice, I suppose.
But yeah, Warner Brothers did a great job of, you know, making us comfortable, and you know, I never felt like the new boy. I felt as if I was always part of the thing. So they did a fantastic job, and the cast, of course, was. I mean, you know, we are friends still until today. So, and hopefully years to come. So yeah, it's a magical thing that is great.
Very cool. Well, we do have just a couple more seconds. If there's any sort of last thing that you might want to say to our folks out here who have traveled all this way to come and see you guys. Are you guys having a good time? and then we will send you guys on your way.
Yeah, just a huge thank you for everyone for being here and to continue the world and passing it on to new generations. It's really special, so thank you.
Definitely, yeah. Thank you so much for making us feel so welcome here and letting Stan live out his dream of being a singer in front of everybody. That was. I'm just intrigued, though. You said the girl like from Brazil, and there's a lot of people who say from Brazil. So I'm just interested from like areas around the world where people have travelled from. So like, how many people are from South America here? So there's a lot there. Anyone from Europe?
Quite a few.
All right, so there's people there. Obviously, North America. Like Asia. There we go. So there's
Canada.
So there's kind of like guys from all over the world, which is the cool thing. What we just take not for granted, but it's just hit home for us more often that it's such a global thing, that it is such a cool thing to be part of, and we just, as the guys have said, just appreciate so much your passion, and our gratitude is endless.
I think that's one of the greatest messages about the whole series in general is the bringing together of different people working together to vanquish evil. It is a fantastic thing. It's a fantastic message. Let's give it up one more time for our panel.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You guys have been so fantastic.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much.